Making contact with an alien species will be the most mind-blowing event in the history of human civilization.
You might consider it a sci-fi fantasy.
I think aliens do exist. I mean, I've seen them.
They are out there, and we need to make contact. These guys helped me decode the signals.
And you can see that in the mathematics?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Communicating with aliens couldn't be closer to reality.
And I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm Dr. Michio Kaku. I'm a theoretical physicist and a science fiction fan. Join me as I show you how to make sci-fi science. Imagine a future where intelligent aliens have made contact with the Earth.
Super advanced creatures that hold the key to the secrets of the universe. Secrets they could share with us.
Teleportation, immortality, warp drive. They could all become a reality in my lifetime. Aren't they going to look like us, except green?
I can't think of anything more incredible than communicating with a real-life extraterrestrial. And my fellow sci-fi fans share my enthusiasm.
You know, just even thinking about it gives me goosebumps, you know, like, it's like, wow, there's actually something out there.
I think aliens do exist. I mean, I've seen them.
I think we're going to hear from the aliens when the entire civilization is in their hands.
Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think something is happening.
If aliens make contact with our planet, we can't let the opportunity slip through our fingers. We need to be ready with the response.
I need to create a single clear message to be beamed into outer space the moment we're contacted by an alien civilization. The message should be in a language the aliens understand, and it should indicate that we are intelligent and worthy of learning the secrets of the universe.
Trying to contact aliens in outer space is a pretty bold step, even for me. I need to make sure I'm not the only one who believes there are aliens out there.
It's statistically just utterly improbable that we're the only intelligent species out there.
There's no lack of real estate out there where there could be life. 1 billion or more Earth-like planets in our galaxy alone, I would estimate.
I'm rather optimistic in the next 20, 25 years, we will pick up a signal.
It's good to know I'm not alone, because this is a tricky subject.
The problem with doing any scientific study of ET is that you'd be sticking your neck out. People will think you're crazy. Aliens from outer space, that's science fiction. But you and I know that it's just a matter of probability. It's all in the mathematics.
There are around 100 billion galaxies in the universe. And in a single galaxy, there are approximately 100 billion stars. Astronomers predict that about 3/4 of these stars will have a cluster of planets orbiting. This adds up to 10 sextillion planets in the universe.
That's one with 22 zeros after it. There are more planets than all the grains of sand in all the beaches of the world.
I think it goes against the laws of probability that we are the only intelligent life in the universe. If I'm going to make contact with aliens, the first thing I need to do is to locate them.
My day job is to find ET. It's that straightforward.
Seth Shostak is senior astronomer at SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
The radio telescope behind me actually works pretty much the same way as this rather ordinary radio here does. And in fact, let me demonstrate what we're looking for, because people wonder, what kind of signal are you seeking coming from ET? Here's static, hear that? Static everywhere. And then suddenly there's a bit of a squeal, and then boink, you get a station. So that's a signal that's at one spot on the dial. That's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for in our SETI searches, a signal that's at one spot on the dial. We don't care if it's music, news, or the galactic weather report. We're just trying to find that narrowband signal that would tell us somebody has a transmitter.
But after 50 years of listening for radio signals, scientists like Seth haven't heard anything.
In theory, it's just a matter of hardware. The more radio telescopes, the sooner we can make contact with an alien civilization. But there's so much galactic real estate out there. I'm beginning to doubt whether it's even possible that we can find each other.
I think the solution might be to widen the range of frequencies we listen to.
We must make immediate contact.
Imagine that these balls represent all the frequencies of the electromagnetic spectrum. We have radio, television, radar, X-rays. Now, the aliens could be sending messages on any one of these frequencies, and yet we're focusing mainly on radio waves. Now, that's crazy. That's like looking at the red ball and ignoring all the rest. To have any hope of picking up a message from an alien civilization, I must design a system that can scrutinize all of these frequencies. But unfortunately, the more frequencies we look at, the trickier it becomes to spot the message. Here's the problem. How can we possibly identify a signal from outer space when there are so many stars, so much cosmic real estate, so many frequencies to listen to? Let's say you're an ant in the forest, and somebody's building a 10-lane superhighway next door. How would you know what frequencies the workers are communicating on, or what the workers are even saying? Carl Sagan once asked the question, if a galactic civilization were right next door to us, would we be smart enough to identify them? And the answer is probably no. To make contact, I need to figure out a way to identify the alien signals that are being drowned out by the vast ocean of noise in space. Coming up, I uncover astonishing secrets about animal communication. And you can see that in the mathematics?
Yeah.
Amazing. Design a radical technique to identify alien signals and catch a glimpse of what aliens could really look like. You know, it's so frustrating trying to predict how aliens may communicate. They could use lasers, microwaves, radio, and there's so much noise out there in outer space. There are black holes colliding, neutron stars, and supernovae. It's like trying to listen to a conversation in the middle of a rock concert. What we need is a new method to cut through all this noise. There's one radical theory that doesn't come from the world of physics or from studying space, but from right here on our own planet. How do you think we should speak to aliens?
So this is the hydrophone.
Okay. Now that picks up the sound, I take it. I'm here to record some dolphin vocalizations for an incredible study that could hold the key to spotting alien messages in space. Oh, they're so friendly.
They are friendly.
Dolphins are intelligent social animals. He's hungry, I take it. They communicate via complex repetitions of clicks and whistles. Sorry, no lunch, just a hydrophone. No fish today. To the untrained ear like mine, it sounds random and without meaning. You could say it sounds alien. But I'm going to meet a man who has spotted a hidden pattern in the dolphin's chatter. Astronomer Lawrence Doyle believes that this pattern could help identify alien messages lost in the noise of outer space. So, Larry, you've analyzed the data I took by swimming with the dolphins. What did you find?
Well, we found a number of signals you have here. You have whistle type 2s, and you have other kind of whistles.
That's a whistle right here.
Yeah, that's a whistle
that's
too.
A whistle right there.
Like that.
By counting the number of repetitions, Doyle mathematically analyzed the dolphin chatter. He then used a graph to plot how many times each different whistle occurred. The results were bizarre. The points on the graph could be joined by a perfectly straight line.
It was completely one of those moments you go, oh my gosh, dolphins, this is something new.
Doyle knew that when the repetition of sounds in our own speech is analyzed, we find this same straight line pattern. So uncovering it, hidden in the dolphin chatter, was groundbreaking. Now, you're telling me that human speech has some relationship to dolphin speech?
Yes. Dolphin...
And you can see that in the mathematics?
Yes.
Amazing. Doyle suspects that this identical pattern will be found hidden in the communications of all intelligent species, even aliens. It's a radical idea. But if he's right, then I can use this pattern as a quick and easy way to identify any message that's currently lost in the ocean of space. First, I'll need an array of telescopes sensitive to every frequency of the electromagnetic spectrum. If aliens are trying to contact us, this system will pick it up. But any signal will be lost amongst incredible amounts of data.
So I'll need a powerful network of quantum computers to search for the key pattern that indicates a message. Here's the question. We've now received a signal from outer space, but we haven't decoded it yet. We don't know what it says. Are they benevolent? Are they hostile? Who knows? Before I figure out how we should reply, I need to find out exactly what we could be dealing with here. Because if there's one thing science fiction has taught me, it's that aliens are not always friendly. NASA's Kepler mission monitors small changes in the brightness of stars in our galaxy in an attempt to locate Earth-sized planets. So far, they have identified more than 700 candidate exoplanets. Scientists believe that some of them might be of similar size to the Earth. To find out more, go to sciencechannel.com/sci-fi science.
I think that in the coming decades, who knows when, we will pick up a message from an alien civilization. And at that point, it's going to be like electricity. A shockwave is going to spread out. But after the euphoria dies down, people are going to say, well, what do we do about it? How we respond depends upon who they are.
From beyond space.
When I was a kid, I watched a lot of old sci-fi movies, so I imagined aliens would be evil humanoids. Today's sci-fi fans are a bit more imaginative.
They could have 20 arms, you know, or something small and fuzzy and cute like an Ewok.
Could be like a balloon type thing that pulses and pushes the gases away.
It would probably have a large head and maybe some tentacles.
Well, I've got the sci-fi view of aliens, but I need some solid science. I think my best bet is to talk to an astrobiologist. Bob Hazen is showing me the weird creatures that lived on Earth 500 million years ago, when life was at its most diverse. I'm hoping he will shed some light on the possible forms an alien could take.
Crazy hallucinogenia.
Yeah,
Like hallucinogenia.
Something out of an LSD dream.
My favorite is the Anomalocaris, strange creature. It's bilaterally symmetric. It's got the eyes and the mouth in the front. It's got some kind of fin-like structure which allows it to move through water.
Look at this.
Okay, this is like a predator. This would be it munched on stuff like that. It's speculation what alien life is going to look like. But if there's land and if there's gravity, the animal is going to have legs. It's because it has to move. It's going to have some kind of hands with fingers to make technology. It's going to have eyes to see, and it's going to have a large brain with which to think. Those are things that are going to be the same in any intelligent alien life form. Still have the top.
I've got the fundamental characteristics of an alien, but it's not enough. Before I respond to any signal, I want to see with my own eyes what a fully evolved alien could look like. I'm going to meet some sci-fi artists who can show me.
What is this? It's like a atomic era alien, like android combination thing.
So it swims in the ocean?
Yeah.
I see. So part octopus, part frog, amphibian, part slug.
You know, these designs may have some basis in reality. Aquatic creatures like this, we now realize that moons of Jupiter could have liquid oceans under the ice cover. They could be more plentiful than the planet Earth. Get used to it.
I think it's possible that somewhere in the universe, aliens might have looked like any of the creatures I've seen today at one point in their evolution.
Here's my worry. It's taken us 4.5 billion years to rise from the swamp to become an intelligent species. But the universe is 13.7 billion years old. So an advanced civilization could have a 9.2 billion year head start.
I find it hard to imagine what life could look like after such a vast amount of time. Hopefully, these guys can help me out.
There's very little doubt that if we make contact with an alien intelligence, it's going to be not just a little bit more advanced, but stupendously far advanced.
It's much more likely that when we encounter an alien civilization, that those aliens won't be living in flesh and blood bodies.
If ET has the capability of going anywhere, coming here, for example, it's most likely going to be some sort of thinking machines. I can hardly believe it would be biological beings.
I need to assume that any alien that contacts us has evolved beyond the limits of biology. They will have started life as alien flesh and blood and could have many of the weird features that we've seen on Earth. But they almost certainly won't have them anymore. After billions of years of evolution, they could be completely machine-like, perhaps even with the power of quantum computing within their own bodies. It's hard enough getting your point across to another human being sometimes, so conversing with something as advanced as these aliens could be tough. Sure, making contact with an alien civilization from space sounds like science fiction, but you know, I believe it's gonna happen. The chances are high that any alien making contact with our planet will be vastly more advanced than us. With such intellectual power, to them, interstellar travel could be as simple as taking a taxi ride uptown. When we pick up their signal, they could already be in our solar system, which in galactic terms is practically on our doorstep. It's vital that I have a response ready to send out. It must convince a super-intelligent civilization that humans are worth making contact with. But it also needs to be in a form they can understand. There's one thing we'll have in common with any alien species, no matter how advanced or where they come from. We'll both be governed by the same laws of physics. If I can devise a way to unify these laws into a single master equation, the aliens will have to recognize it. But figuring this equation out is not going to be easy. In fact, some scientists think it's impossible. I don't agree. In fact, I believe I found a way to do it. I think the key to solving the greatest challenge in the history of science is to radically change the way we view the universe. When we look around us, we see solid objects, people, buildings, planets, but I think that's an illusion. I believe everything in the universe is made from tiny strings, and it's the vibrations on these strings that give the world its characteristics. A single note corresponds to a single particle. A melody of notes can correspond to a human body. And the universe itself is a powerful symphony. The equation of the superstring will be the theory of everything, the crowning achievement of science. That's also the basis of my life's work. The theory of everything. That's the message we send to the aliens. It's time to reveal my plans to the science fiction fans. In my design, I've assumed that the message we intercept from the aliens show that they're benevolent, that it's okay to advertise their existence. But if somebody asks me the question, what happens if that message was ambiguous? At that point, I should say, let's keep our mouths shut. Let me ask you a question. How many of you believe that in your lifetime we'll make contact with an alien civilization? Yeah. And how many of you are aliens from outer space? Well, today I'm going to give you my design for making contact with an alien civilization. I believe an advanced alien species will have the power of interstellar travel. As they search the universe for signs of life, they could already be somewhere in our own solar system. To pick up their signal, we're going to have not just radio telescopes on one frequency, but all frequencies. This means telescopes, infrared detectors, X-ray detectors, gamma ray detectors. The data collected will be processed by vast networks of quantum computers. They'll be programmed to look for a pattern which indicates a genuine signal and make sure that the message is not a threat. Once we get the message, how do we reply? Think about it. Here's your chance to make history, to change world civilization. What message would you send? I think the signal we send back should be the equation that represents the laws of our entire universe, the theory of everything. The equation will show the aliens that we are intelligent and hopefully worth visiting. And that's how we're going to make contact with the aliens.
Pretty cool. I mean, the idea of aliens, I mean, the idea of communicating with aliens and being able to understand them.
I think it's definitely the next logical step, trying to find other signals out there.
It's always been humans' question, are we alone? And his ideas are right on the money. We're listening, but we're not listening well enough.